Hello, welcome to another episode of Quarantine Art. This week, we will talk about one of the most talented artists, Pablo Picasso. Robert Cumming said he was the undisputed master and chef-innovator of the modern movement. You have to go back to Michelangelo to find anyone of equal genius or stature. We will discuss Picasso based on his exclusive period. Followed by those periods, I hope you could feel the movement of Picasso's style and the sense of modern art movement. Are you ready? Here we go. Pablo Picasso born in 1881 in an artistic family in Barcelona. The first period of Picasso is called Blue Period. It's between 1901 and 1904, when he painted essentially monochromatic paintings in shade of blue and blue-green, only occasionally warmed by other colors. This period starting point is uncertain. It may have begun in Spain in the spring of 1901 or in Paris in the second half of the year. It choosing austere color and something doleful subject matter, prostitutes, beggars, or drunks. The blue sadness and glooming feeling are overwhelmed by those artworks. Picasso influenced by the death of his best friend, Carlos Casagamas, who committed a suicide in Paris in 1901. Picasso himself later recalled, "I started painting in blue when I learned of Casagamas' death." Picasso's psychological state worsened as 1901 continued, and he sank into a severe depression, and the blue tones began to dominate his paintings. His financial situation are getting worse as well. People barely want to decorate their home with some gloomy artwork though. Although, with Picasso's psychological state improved, Picasso stepped into a new period. He moved towards more joyful, vibrant work and emphasized the use of pinks, rosé in French. That is why this period called Rose Period, and other warm hues to express the shift in mood and subject matter. As you can see in the artwork, the subject of his artworks are turned from the loneliness and poverty to the more pleasant themes of clowns, harlequins, and carnival performer. The artwork in these both periods are rarely to see in public now. Clearly, most different museums own them, and they are very valuable, no matter in cultural treasures or art market. Most of them are valued over 100 million. Those challenges are prevent the art institution who can organize an exhibition to bring those beautiful artwork in front of us. Picasso's Rose Period marks the beginning of the artist's stylistic experiments with primitivism, influenced by pre-Rome Iberian sculpture, Oceanic, and African art. This led to Picasso's Africa period in 1907. When Pablo Picasso painted in a style which was strongly influenced by African sculpture, particularly traditional African masks, art of ancient Egypt, Iberian sculpture, and Iberian schematic art. In May or June in 1907, Picasso experienced a revelation while viewing African art at the Ethnographic Museum at Palais du Trocadéro. Picasso's discovery of African art influenced the style of his painting, La Demoiselle d'Avignon, which began in May 1907 and reworked in July of that year, especially in the treatment of the two figures of the right side of the composition. Picasso created the Cubism from scratch. The Cubism period will be divided into two parts, analytic Cubism and synthetic Cubism. In contrast of the synthetic cubism, analytic cubists analyze the natural form and reduce the form into basic geometric parts on the two-dimensional picture plane. Color was almost non-existent except for the use of monochromatic scheme that often include gray, blue, and ochre. Instead of the emphasis on color, analytic cubists focus on form, like the cylinder, sphere, and the cone, to represent the natural world. Between 1915 and 1917, Picasso began a series of paintings depicting highly geometric and minimalized cubist objects, consisting of either pipe or guitar or a glass, with an occasional element of collage. Until now, you see both artworks are created before and after 1990. Yes, you can see that, Picasso towards to another different movement. It's called Return to Order, which was a European art movement that followed by the First World War, rejecting the extreme avant-garde art of the year up to 1918 and taking its inspiration from traditional art instead. This movement was a reaction to the war. Okay, until 1930, we've already seen that Picasso created a blue painting because of his mental depression in the early life, and started artist's stylistic experiments with primitivism, founded the Cubism, and moved towards to Neoclassicism. The absolutely distinct art movement ended on 1930. The later artwork of Picasso are often combined the elements of his early life. Honestly speaking, appreciating Picasso is very hard. Most of his artwork combines the colors, the shapes, and the geometrics all together. However, there are some tips for appreciating Picasso. First, the situation. Picasso experienced First World War, Spanish Civil War, and Second World War. Understand the historical background of his creating will help you to realize the symbolism of each content from the artwork. Second, the personal context. Picasso painted mostly from imagination or memory. According to William Robin, Picasso could only make great art from subjects that truly involved him. For example, women figure appears in his artwork normally project his wife or lovers. Picasso's artwork is the one can make you stand in front of it for an hour and immersing yourself into it, to imagine, to interpreting, and to exploring. Just like solve a puzzle, every piece you find will open a new vision for you. That is everything for today. Thank you for watching today's quarantine art. Click the thumb button to like us, and don't forget to subscribe us and turn the alerts on so you won't miss the next quarantine art. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.